Hey, what's up, Rise of Kingdoms? It's Bye here again. Today's video is going to be dedicated to all of the newbie out there. I got a lot of people asking me that if Richer is still worth investing your universal sculpture in 2022, right? So today video we'll go over we'll break Richer's skill down and we'll rate him based on a multiple category here. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you guys if Richer is still worth investing in. So let's go right into the video here, right? So as usual, we got break down the commander into multiple category here: DPS, utility, tankiness, mobility, Arc of Osiris, open field, 1 versus 1, and expertise. All right. So for the first category, DPS, let's go back into the game and see. Can Richer bring a lot of DPS to the open field or not? Alright, so Richer first skill doesn't do any DPS, right? So his second skill does a counter attack damage, okay? A counter attack damage bonus 10%, right? So this one doesn't work when you're attacking on the target, alright? So like counter attack damage only kick in when you get attacked by another target and then you do a counter attack, okay? So it's not that effective, right? Especially with like only 10% counter attack damage bonus here, which is not a lot, right? When you compare to some of the other commanders that gave like 20% or 30%, right? Like Traumatel gave 30% counter attack damage bonus here. His DPS on the second skill is not that great. For the stat increase, right? He does come with 15%, right? 50% infantry attack bonus increase, which is decent, right? A pretty decent amount of a stat increase there, but it's not as high as some of the new commander, okay? Hit 4 skill, it has to do with healing effect enhancement, barely any effect on the open field nowadays. Hit 4 skill is just increased, take less damage from Osor, infantry unit led by this commander deal 2% increased damage to cavalry only. Like 2% damage increase nowadays is nothing. Like, and only unit do 2% damage increase more to cavalry. When you're talking about other commanders that do like 20%, 30% more damage, I feel like 2% more damage increase to cavalry is probably like don't even matter. Some people don't even think about that he can do 2% more damage to cavalry. Right? When you're talking about some other commander like even like Traumatel, right? Like his first skill increased the damage by 30%, right? 30% compared to 2%. Or Alex also expertise also increased the damage increase by 30%, right? Some of the other commander like Artemides also have the skills that can increase the damage up to what's the 4th skill, I think 50% damage increase, right? So like when you compare to some of the later commander, or even some of the archers, they increased by 10%, I think. I can't remember each one. Damage bonus 15% here, right? Like alone 15% damage all the time. And when you're talking about Richer, I mean like 2% damage increase to cavalry only is nothing. So with that being said, let's go back into our our chart here, right, for the ranking. And we'll put a rank for Richer in terms of DPS. So in terms of DPS, I would put Richer as in a C rank. Okay, it's not horrible. Right? He does have some skills that can increase damage, but I mean not enough. I would put him a D, but that would be very cool to put him a D tier for DPS. Let's give him a C tier here for that 15% attack increase and that 10% counter attack damage bonus. Okay, guys, and a 2% and a 2% damage increase to cavalry. Right, so we'll put him at C tier. Would be nice, right? Would be nice to the OG commander here. Right, Richter is one of the original commanders that like came out very early in KvK season 1, right? A lot of the old people have him. I have him expertise, as you can see right here. In the game, I have my Richter expertise. Okay, now let's talk about utility, right? Does Richter bring a lot of like utility to the team? Okay, so let's go back into the game once again. What can he bring to the team, right? So like one thing he can bring to the team is damage reduction debuff. Okay, so like so heal portion unit 1400 and debuff up to 5 enemy troop in a fan shaped area, reducing the damage by 30% and their march speed by 15% per 2 seconds. Okay, so he does come with like that damage reduction, which is okay. Only for 2 seconds though, right? When you compare to like Alex, right? Alex utility increase the damage by 30% for 4 seconds. So double what Richard can do, right? So that is just an example right here when I'm trying to compare the utility between the commander. So like the 30% damage in decrease is good, but it's not amazing. And then that march speed reduction 50% is nice. If you have a richer expertise, he also come with a 50% slow debuff as well, which can be pretty good because it can work right away the moment you hit on the target. So he does bring a decent amount of utility, but it's not that crazy. It's not that amazing. Okay, like the slow debuff is nice to have. So let's go back into the game here. I don't think he bring any other, right? Yep, there is no other utilities that he can bring to the team. So for utility, I would put him at B. I would give him a B tier, okay, B ranking. I would give him like a B ranking for utility. He does have that slow debuff, okay. He has a slow debuff and he has that 20%, 30% damage reduction for 2 seconds, which is not that long. But it's good enough, right? It's better than nothing. It definitely helped with the team. So I would give him a B, right? Somewhat between B and A. Like A is a little bit too high, but like B is a little bit too low. But I would give him a B, okay? A B tier for utility here. Alright, let's talk about Tankiness. I think Tankiness is probably the one that he excel at, okay? So let's go back into the game here. So for Tankiness, right? So like for Tankiness, his utility does provide that debuff, right? So that he can take less damage. He also bring a healing effect of 1400, which help you survive longer on the field. It doesn't help you take less severe wounded, but it does help you stay longer on the field. So it kind of like work a little bit in terms of like tankiness as well, right? The longer you survive on the field, the longer you can tank, right? So 1400 healing is pretty good, right? Pretty good amount of heal. Probably one of the commander with the biggest heal in the game till now, right? He still have one of the biggest heal, single target heal, like all the time, every cycle, right? Like Constantine can heal, but like he has to go below 50%. So damage taken reduced by 15%, which is nice, right? So he got a 15% damage reduction all the time, which is very nice. Combined with his expertise, right? The expertise gave him an additional 5% damage reduction, which is a 20% damage reduction all the time. Can reduce normal attack damage, reduce counter attack damage, reduce skill damage, right? So very nice for like a tank commander. Very good amount of damage reduction. So 20% damage reduction all overall. He also come with a 15% infantry defense bonus, okay, which is very nice, right? 15% infantry defense bonus. His fourth skill does come with like a little bit of healing effect enhancement, can help with his first skill, but nowadays with the current meta, it definitely it doesn't help a lot, okay. But it does help increase the tankiness for him a bit. So like 20%, right? 20% damage reduction, and I would say like 15% defense, right? But when you compare him to like someone like Pakal, right? Even though Pakal doesn't come with a lot of like damage reduction, but he's anti-swarm, okay? Right? So like Pakal, he can get up to calculation up to 60%, right? While on the map, reduce damage taken when surrounded bonus equal number of surrounding enemy times 1%. So 5%. 5% times 6 is 30% plus 10% is 40%, right? Pakal can get up to 40% damage reduction, right? So definitely higher than what Witcher has to offer. He also comes with a shield as well. Man. Hey, so it's gonna be a tough one here, right? I mean, like I would give him I would give Richard like I want to give Richard an S tier for tanking, but like I really want to give Richard an S tier for tanking, but like if I give him an S tier for tanking, then I had to give higher tier for other commander, right? The new Zaleo commander here. Like 20% damage reduction and 15% defense. He does come with the infantry talent tree with the defense talent tree as well, which can help with tanking, but I don't know if I should give him I don't know if I should give him an S tier for tanking. He has a healing effect. Like I am really torn between A and S. Like to be honest, I don't think Richard deserves an S tier tanking at the current meta. So I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an A tier for tankiness, just because of the current meta. He doesn't tank very well. I mean, like it's somewhere between A and S. Somewhere between A and S. But like, if I give him an S tier, then he'll be on the same bar as like Pokal or Nevsky, right? The new meta commander with crazy amount of tankiness coming with them. I'm gonna give him an A tier for now, okay? Right? Let's say between A and S tier, right? Somewhere between, like. A is a little bit too low for him, but like S is a little bit too high against, right? Very difficult to rate Richard nowadays. So let's give him an A tier, okay? Let's give him an A tier for tanking. Alright, let's talk about mobility, okay? So go back into the game again, right? Mobility. None of the Richard skill can give you that march speed, right? So very slow commander. But lucky to you that when you go to Season of Conquest, right, you're going to get the museum, and in the museum you can get a relic buff for him if you want to use him. You'll get that 10% march speed increase, okay, for infantry only. Okay, here you also get that counter attack damage plus 3%, which can help a little bit. Like counter attack damage 3% is really nothing, guys. Right? It's really not that crazy, right? So 3% counter attack damage here. And march speed increase 10%. So like he has that 10% march speed increase if you got his relic unlock in the museum, right? So that will give him a C tier, right? A C tier for mobility. Okay. One thing is that he's infantry commander. He has defense infantry. He only has that 10%, right? Only 10% march speed increase is not good enough to get to the B tier, unfortunately. So like something you can do, okay? Something you can do with the Richard to help with the mobility issue is that you can run him with you can build him in a way so that you get more march speed increase, right? So this is what I use on my Richard here. I want to make sure that I got that 12% march speed increase in the infantry talent tree here, and probably is there some march speed increase here or no? Yep. So there's like an additional march speed increase here as well. You can opt out for less attack and more march speed if you want. All right, you can remove that one skill point from here and put it in here if you want additional like extra march speed bonus for your Richard. So that is something you can do, right? Something you can do to help battling his slowness. Okay. So let's go back in here. All right. So nowadays, like, is Richard a good commander for Ark of Osiris, right? So he's slow, right? He's slow in Ark. He's an okay tank commander. His DPS is super low. And he doesn't bring that amazing utility compared to some of the later commanders, right? So like in Ark of Osiris, I would give him like a B tier, right? He's still like a legendary commander, right? Regardless, but he doesn't do extremely well, right? You can use him with Constantine, right? Constantine and Richter can still get in, right? If you want to, if you don't have some of the layer commander, you can use Constantine and Richter to get in a building. They can hold the building for some time, but I wouldn't bring them to the murder ball, okay? I wouldn't bring Richter to the murder ball. One thing is that he's slow, he doesn't bring a lot of DPS, and his utility is not that great, okay? So like a B tier for Ark of Osiris. For open field nowadays, season 1, right? Season 1 he doing pretty well, but like when you get into the season of Conquest KvK, like he falling off very quickly. So like for open field, I would give him a B tier, and A tier. Not S tier, but a B tier. Yeah, I would give him like a B tier for open field. I mean, he's still doing okay, but definitely not up to like an A tier. Right, I think he losing out a lot, especially with the relic buff as well. Right, I mean, Richter relic buff is horrible. I mean, like compared to some of the other commanders, like they don't give him a lot. Where's the Richter at? Right, like Richter only get freaking like 3% counter attack damage, and then where's Richter at? Okay, where the heck is Richter? Okay, Richter here, right? Like his relic buff is horrible. He's getting 10% march speed increase, counter attack damage 3%. Like when fucking Minamoto getting 20% cavalry defense and 25% cavalry attack. Even Charmatel getting 30% stat increase. Like freaking Richter getting 10% march speed increase and 3% counter attack damage. I mean, like he's just not that good anymore when you go to Season of Conquest, especially with the relic buff. The relic buff is just horrible on him. So now let's go back into let's go back into this one here. So 1 versus 1, okay? 1 versus 1, he is also a B tier, right? You can use him if you want to do some 1 versus 1, some long lasting 1v1 battle. You can use him. Healing does help a lot when it comes to like 1v1 situation. But nowadays they are just so much better, like stronger 1v1 commander, and he doesn't have hit spot anymore in a 1v1. Okay, do you need expertise, Richter? Right? If you want to work on him a little bit further, do you want to expertise him, especially with the current meta? The answer is definitely no, right? So like if you like a new player and you are going into KvK Season 1 and you want to use Richter for KvK Season 1, Season 2, I would strongly recommend you guys to get him to like 5 1-on-1. Like a 5 1-on-1 Richter can perform decent in Season 1 and Season 2 and possibly Season 3 as well. And in the future, you guys can use him for chaining Barbarian if you want to like chaining Barbarian in the future. Richter is still one of the best commander when it comes to like having that crazy Barbarian chaining. But again, right, if you don't care too much about like refreshing your marches, you can actually using Loher and YSG for chaining Barbarian. Right. So another thing about like chaining Barbarian is that I see a lot of people they try to chain as many Barbarian as they can, right? They try to make the chain up to like hundreds or 150. To be honest, that is not very effective. Right? For me, try to get like maybe 5 or 6, right? Using Loher, and then you can refresh. You can go back again, and you can use that the same market again, chaining another 5 or 6 Barbarian. Okay. But why am I against like chaining, like using Richter and YSG doing like 100 Barbarian kills using just one like 40 action point or 50 action point only? The thing is that if you're just using that one market only, you're going to leave your action point unused, right? Or you're gonna have to use your other commanders to use your action point then why even bother? Right? Why even bother chaining that many? You can just easily using your lower and YSG chaining up maybe 5 or 6 barbarian, refresh again, go doing this, the next one, doing the same thing, okay? And then you gotta be able to slowly burn off your action point throughout the day. And then you don't have to use the other commander to use the action point, okay? So that is my opinion. That is one of the reasons why even myself, I don't use Richard to chain barbarian anymore. Right nowadays, I'm just using lower to chain barbarian, right? So I'll show you one of the setups that I use for killing barbarian. I do have a setup here on this side, right? So lower and YSG is definitely one of my marches that I use for chaining barbarian nowadays. Lower have healing, damage increase to barbarian, so I can kill fast. And you can start with that 40 action point right away. And if you can go down, to like 30. If you have good equipment on lower, you can go pretty far, right? And if you don't put equipment on lower, then just do like maybe 5 or 6 barbarian and then refresh again, brings them out again. All right, so that is what I do. Okay. So you can work on Witcher if you want, but I don't recommend you guys anymore. Okay. I honestly don't want to recommend you guys to invest heavily on Witcher anymore because he's falling off a lot when it comes to later KvK. But like a 5-1-1-1 Witcher, it can still work very well in KvK Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. So let's go back here. So minimum requirement for Witcher is definitely 5-1-1-1. Okay. For talent tree, here's the talent trees you can use on him. So this is I'm adding a little bit more max speed bonus here on the infantry talent tree, and I kind of maxing out on the defense talent tree as well. You can go either with more healing or you can go with more tankiness here, right? You can go with this one to add a little bit more tankiness. But yeah, right. So this is what I use on my Witcher here. Can work very well in KvK Season 1, Season 2. All right, guys. I hope you guys find this video helpful, guys. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer all of them. Thanks again for watching the video, guys. Peace.